Guess who is black in the house? It's your favorite fashion doll, Quentin Ware. Yes, honey.
Is that rocking? 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 Is that
Guess review and reaction to the recent Black Barbie documentary on the Netflix. Hence why I am in my Barbie t-shirt. I have a Barbie extra sitting here next to me looking cute. She is part of my collection. Rest in peace to the Barbie extra line. She has been defunct. But yes, honey, we're going to talk about the documentary. It came out this week. What day was it? I think it was Friday. The writer behind the documentary is Lageria Davis, and then Aaliyah Williams also worked on it. And the Shonda Rhimes, Shonda with a Honda, is the executive producer. So basically, the documentary starts off with Lageria, I think it's Lageria, staying with her aunt Beulah Mae Mitchell. And Beulah Mae Mitchell used to work for Mattel and collects black dolls. And the writer of the doc, she didn't understand why her aunt was so into Barbies and black Barbies. So she starts looking further into it, which I love the inception of making this documentary. We get Maxine Waters, who is a collector, and Maxine Waters and Beulah, they both said that they never thought about as kids that they had to play with white dolls because that's all it was. And I think when they did have black dolls, they were creating them on their own. Beulah even talks about making dolls out of jars. Um, One woman says that black dolls were banned in the Americas, and I was like, "Oh, this is very interesting to hear. Never knew that." Um, and then we get into the in the Caribbean, they had topsy turvy dolls, which one way it would be a white doll, and then if you flipped it over, the doll would be black. Um, and then if they did have black dolls, they were giving Mammies. And Mamie's, if you're not familiar with what a Mamie is, it's like the image of Aunt Jemima, like the big black woman who's not glamorous. She's just there to be a caretaker and a nurturer. You know how black women were, or black people were just, if we had jobs, it was always of service to white people. And then these Mamies um, were inspired from the Clark doll test, in which Kenneth and Mamie Clark, and I guess this is where the name Mamie came from. Mamie Clark did an experiment with children, and they wanted to see. They had made black dolls and white dolls, and they wanted to see which doll the children preferred more, and all the black kids preferred white dolls. So it just let everyone know that representation matters, and the black kids not being able to play with black toys made them think or not find black people or the image of blackness is beautiful. This test helped the black community and was used in the Brown versus the Board of Education case, which I believe is the case that resulted in the schools being integrated. So stunning. Look at the dolls being a part of history, child. Who knew? Now, as someone who started the doll collection last year, actually, I am have watched a lot of videos about the history. I'm definitely up on my doll history and the history of Barbie and Bratz. But some of this stuff I was not aware of, so I enjoyed that. Oh, and I forgot to say it earlier, but while you're here, please subscribe to my channel. We talk about fashion, design, dolls, plants, home decor, and more, honey. Beulah worked for the original owners, Ruth Handler, and they became friends. Why did I put this? I said the old generation were them girls. Why did I say that? Oh, I said this because the the black people back in the day, honey, they was getting stuff done. They wasn't sitting around complaining like these Gen Z people do. They got stuff done, and we gonna get into it. But when the black people wanted to see dolls created in their true likeness, they made it themselves. They didn't sit and complain and keep telling Mattel to do it. Okay.
Thank you, Lord. I won't complain. I won't complain. I won't complain. I could, but I won't. I won't complain.
Um, Julia, which was a character who from a TV show played by Diane Carroll, which was one of the first black people and black women to have a starring role on the show. She had a doll which was very popular. Lou Smith started Shadina with the help from 200K from the handlers, Ruth Handler from Mattel. Beulah was able to move into the office, and she was the second black person in the office at Mattel. Fast forward, we get Miss Kitty Black Perkins, who was the first black designer. She designed the first Black Barbie, who came out in 1982, and I'm gonna flash her. And we get a lot of images of the first Black Barbie, and then the reinterpretations of her throughout the years. And she's cute. I love hearing Black Barbie's fashions were inspired by Diana Ross, which I loved, and I definitely could see. And when she came out, she had a limited release, and then there was a lack of promotion. And they showed a lot of women, or just people, and they said they didn't know about that original Black Barbie. They had seen Black Barbies, but they didn't know her with the fro. Just let you know, she wasn't promoted. She wasn't widely as available as she should have been. Shawnee was created in response to Black Barbie, which was a line of black dolls, and they came in different skin tones, they in different shades, and then their features were more black. In Vogue was a part of this release party, which I thought was stunning. They are the dolls. Isis Mackenzie Johnson, a lady who was featured in the documentary. She was a pageant queen in California, I believe. She talks about how she experienced racism, and she cries. She starts crying over her trauma, and she said the dolls helped her feel better about being black. But she mentioned, and I hear a lot of black people say this, and it does not register to me necessarily. She said she didn't see black people on TV that looked like her, and then if she did, it was struggle. It was a struggle show. Now, black people always say this, and it'll be people who grew up in like the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. It was black people on TV in all of those eras. I don't know why. Maybe it wasn't what you wanted to watch, but it was black people on TV. The Cosby Show, The Jeffersons, Good Times, Amen. Wait, what's happening? Um, I mean, Sanford and the list goes on and on. So I need the girls to stop having this narrative that there were not black shows. And I also get that the girls didn't want to see black people struggling, but they were struggling a lot at that time. So I need y'all to move past that. But I digress. Um, Also, we are introduced to Stacy McBride Irby, who was a Barbie designer. She cold called Kitty Perkins. Stacy had saved articles of Kitty and brought them to the interview. Of course, she got the job. And then Kitty also talks about hiring a black gentleman named Thomas Quinn. Kitty retired in 2003. Stacy gets like a bigger role. She ends up designing the AKA doll that's kind of famous. Stacy's daughter Sierra inspired her to create the line Soul in Style, and the acronym was SIS, which was a cute line. I'm gonna flash some pictures. And then Bill Greening and Kitty talk about black kids joining the industry. They don't have a black person, I think, on the design team currently, or definitely not at the head. Um, But Bill and Kitty, I guess this is one reason why I love that they did this documentary and why I do my design story series that you should check out after this if you have not seen it. But just so black kids and young black people know the options and that they, you can design dolls, you can design furniture. The possibilities are endless, and I love that. I definitely enjoyed this documentary. I am a newer Barbie collector, but this was cute. Some of you may have seen it in the video. I started my collection um, when the Little Mermaid came out. I bought the Little Mermaid Barbie, but I have, and not to flash the girls, but I have a tattoo muñeco, which when I was a server, the cooks used to call me that. But even as a kid, I remember my cousin having Barbies and I couldn't play with them. And she had a Barbie that stayed in the box, and I tried to take it out the box and I got in trouble. So I think that's kind of where my liking dolls and Barbies came from. And also, I remember as a kid watching Project Runway, and Robert Best was a competitor, and he worked for Mattel designing clothes, and they had a Mattel challenge, and I always thought that was so cool, and I ended up meeting Robert Best in like 2017, 2018 at DragCon, and we have a picture which I could put up. So my life is definitely becoming full circle. Um, and who knows? I might end up doing something with Mattel or having my own doll. I definitely like dolls and figurines. I also collect Funko Pops. But me telling my story, it would have been nice to see some queer people's story about collecting dolls or men collecting dolls. Um, and for myself, I don't solely buy black dolls. I will buy some dolls that aren't uh, black or that represent other races for the design, because at the end of the day, it's still an art to me in the form of design, and the dolls do represent people. So, of course, my collection is more black than anything, but I have sprinkles of other dolls. But I enjoyed this documentary. Was another documentary about Barbie years ago when she was rebranding, but I like this one. Definitely has some moments um, of learning. I learned some new stuff, growth opportunities. But yes, I'm excited to see where Barbie is headed. They just came out with a new Barbie line. I think it's called like Barbie Dream Besties, and I'll probably get one of those and unbox. I need to unbox a doll video soon. I actually have some dolls I haven't unboxed, so maybe I'll do one of those. It's been a while. But y'all always hear me talk about being the fashion doll. So when I saw that this documentary was coming out, I thought it would be perfect for me to review it. But yes, I enjoyed it. Thank you, Miss Shonda with a Honda. Thank you, Lagiria Davis. Thank you, Beulah May Mitchell. Thank you, Kitty Black Perkins, and all the girls. Thank you, Robert Best, for inspiring little Quentin. But yes, I love this. Check it out on Netflix. Um, if you are looking for a Barbie, there currently are some recreations of old Barbies that are out, and there's one of the Peaches and Cream Barbie, which I might get an unbox her, but she's black and she's stunning. But yes, Honey Barbie Extra, we are matching. I too am a Barbie Extra. Please subscribe to my channel if you are new or just haven't before. Comment, um, share, and like. Let me know what you thought. What's your favorite Barbie? How did you start your collection? Do you want to start a collection? And yes, I will see you soon. And go watch one of my design story videos. Ta ta.
All of my good days outweigh my bad days.